So to make things more evident, when you say Birmingham belongs to Labour, I mean, of course, it is a Labour stronghold and always has been, but of course that affects the politics of the city, which of course has been heavily Americanised. So this is one of the main sort of tribal factions, effectively, that you'll be going up against. So the current split on the council is not surprising. I've no idea how they're governing at the moment, of course. From my perspective, they clearly aren't. But you've just got a polish that can't really govern itself at this point. I mean, it's no surprise that nothing's actually getting done because you've got one section of the city that throws filth everywhere and demands things and attacks people, and then you've got the people who, frankly, are either fleeing or too stupid not to flee or are not capable of fleeing. They don't have the resources. So the inference about the Greens that have been made previously, unfortunately, is proving to be accurate. But in terms of the current position, the new head of West Midlands Police, of course, has come in, and the first thing that the activists will do is try and test him and see if it's one of their guys. Of course, he's already apologised to them. So if you look at Lindsay's work, he could come back from that. He could sort of bounce him up back. It's not a major thing. But of course, if we're working on the sort of biological level, he's sort of effectively sort of you don't have to apologise to these people effectively, otherwise it weakens your position. You explain the political theory of position back to them, then they fail. That's how it works. But if he hasn't done that, he's not capable of doing it, or whatever that may be. If he gets no advice, he maybe can turn around. I mean, he is fairly new, but the reality is people living there can't really wait. I can't wait to get my assets back. I can't wait for Rona to explain what she's saying and doing. But the issue at the moment is, if you're one of our tenants, we can't actually protect you because of this behaviour. So this kind of stuff goes into the way people behave. Obviously, that's why it's there. You're training your staff. So if staff being trained in a way that's sort of dangerous, then people get hurt, don't they? So what we're now seeing is what I told the officer of the solicitor would happen 6 years ago, is now happening. But because it's affecting their directors and assistant directors, they're behaving in this absurd manner. The opposite is true. What they should be doing is getting in a team to go and look at prevention, keep these people out of public bodies and catch them. You do your sort of strange theatre production, okay, we don't care, scenes before by, that kind of stuff. But at the moment, people, again, you've never spoken to with a laptop appear to be under the impression that you're going to defer to them, when in terms of the public body, no, we don't care what you think. We're trying to report serious criminal corruption, which involves someone with actual authority, which will be a member of the police. So, again, you cannot have a situation where West Midlands Police just don't respond to anything at all, because the city is now lost and not safe. So, again, for anyone picking this kind of stuff up, I mean, the Scotland is, again, you think about the train of this place is just geographically rather secure. If you can get a secure place here, your material wants may be fairly low in reality, despite the relative cost you might think of the place, and then you're relatively safe. Positive weapons, cold, shooting by sword, guns and things, keep yourself safe. So when Birmingham turn up, you're prepared for it, whereas they're not prepared for the weather, not physically fit in many cases, and you can defend yourself. It's a relatively secure demographically. The Scots haven't been hit by the Birmingham wave as of yet, so they've got that coming. But as the political situation degrades in that city, the case for a rapid general election just gets stronger by the day, and you really can't see this government lasting until 29 at the moment. Given the complete disaster that it is at the moment, daily atrocities, murders, stabbings and other stuff. So we'll leave that one there, I think. But, yes, it's not a great position to be in. And the fault of this, a lot of this comes down to, again, John Cotton and Chris Naylor, these kind of people, making silly announcements that did not reflect reality because some Saidist activists presumably had told them to do so, but because of the low quality of our leaders coming in, that stuff goes through corporate communications, and of course, if you're not an imbecile, because you think about the legal implications of everything, so you are sitting there 5 years ago going, oh God. And to be fair, thanks for this recording to Helen, so her instruction to me to back off all those years ago was followed. We did sort of lay low for a bit in the court service and just watch them flail around. But again, there is so much work that's been done in dealing with these people. This particularly pathetic display has to end sooner or later. Silly women playing with laptops cannot carry on forever. Again, once the head of John Cotton's former police service starts answering actual questions at some point in the near future, they can't go on forever. We can have a discussion about policing and enforcement, which is again what we do. So, I mean, the pantomime in Birmingham at this point is just so absurd. The only reason we haven't been able to do this before, as I say, is just physical safety. You couldn't have these conversations in Birmingham because you'd just be physically attacked straight away. And of course, the level of imbecility in terms of the bureaucrat just shows you that's the case. So, externally to the organisation, they're saying, well, you're threatening the auditors. Internally, we're not having a discussion about that. And now we've identified bureaucrats who are just threatening people with abuse, can't we? So it's not just the physical threats, it's the bureaucrats behaving badly. But we've got a whole network of these people that we've been looking at for a long, long time. Getting stuff out there. And once proper investigators come in, we can do a lot of good in clearing these people out. But I think the way you know you're on the right track as well, I mean, this never feels like work. I mean, obviously I'm working on a Saturday, but it doesn't feel like it. Because the desire to bring these people, let these people see justice is just so strong. The way they behave is clearly highly dangerous, clearly inappropriate for a public body. And this is how they get away with it. The children's story stuff is perfect because they rely on people not saying anything. So if you're in the court and say nothing, well, your career is worth nothing, frankly. So why would I want to be associated with an organisation that does that? But my personal view of the organisation is irrelevant. They're crooks. You can't behave like that in public body. Sorry. So we'll let other people in Birmingham solve the mystery of the mystery of children's story and its effect on violent crime. But there may be a law firm in Birmingham that can help people do that possibly. I don't know if Debs has managed to reach out and find anybody at the moment. I don't know if my colleagues can get solicitors to help with dumping them off in armchairs, because looking after your staff is not your problem, despite drawing director's salary, that kind of stuff. We're talking about an organisation that is run by the lowest people imaginable, which makes it good. So if a team of adults comes in, Rufo's team, after Gilbourne's work is looked at by a team of adults, then you've got a perfect opportunity to clear a lot of crooks out, get that run properly, get people safe and secured in their housing, because the compliance team is actually centrally responding to organised gangs, effectively from Coventry to Birmingham. We're looking at this point, that kind of stuff, and we can have operational level discussions about Birmingham security. But again, I'm sure Deborah Gentieri has got that covered. So again, for the time of the recording, again, no police contact. So Gentieri is logically overseeing security for the entire city. So court staff say, well, not only am I not safe, but our tent's not safe, we're getting out. She's saying, okay, well, I'll take over. And so it's her and the head of West Midlands Police currently, who's already apologised and given in, and isn't responding either. So, I don't know. I mean, good luck to anyone who remains there, is all I can say. I've gotten out as fast as I can. I'm lucky to be able to evacuate assets from there. a lot of my stuff has been ferried north. I would highly recommend that people stuck there start doing that at the moment. But again, we can get things back. Rapid general election, hopefully. Get power over this dreadful regime.